Good afternoon, everyone. We are going to sit down today and do our second bi-weekly budget. And this is the cash that we have to work with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 500. We're actually going to take the 10s and put them aside because they're going to be going into our 100 envelope savings challenge. So we'll just tuck this booklet over here for now. That one can go too. So this is my updated bi-weekly budget. This is what I put away in our last bi-weekly budget, which I did manage to stay within these amounts. However, I did have to take money out of the miscellaneous to put in a few other envelopes. We needed more for gas. I spent a little bit extra on groceries. Pet supplies was pretty good. And our spending money was pretty good. We stayed within budget on all of those. So we're going to be increasing these because I don't want to think that I can get away with this amount of money when I actually can't. So we've gone to 200 on our groceries. We're upping the gas to 100. Pet supplies is going to stay the same at 100. Spending is going to stay at 25, and miscellaneous is going to stay at 50. And if I need anything extra in these categories, I'll just take it out of miscellaneous. So let's get in here and we'll get this opened up. So we need 100 in groceries. And we need 100 in gas. We need 100 in pet food. I couldn't believe some of the prices that I saw at the grocery store the other day. It's been a couple of weeks since I was in there, and a lot of things have increased just in the last couple of weeks. Spending money, I think we're gonna, no, what do we got here? So we did the groceries, the gas, the pet supplies, 25 and 50. Well, what happened? Oh, we need 200 in groceries, not one. So 100 in gas. 100 in pet supplies, and we're going to take this 50 and we are going to put that in miscellaneous. We're going to skip spending money because we already spent our spending money yesterday. So we're going to put this in here. So that is it for our 2-week budget for our household expenses. And I have decided that we are going to do a binder for sinking funds and long-term savings. And the reason for that is because I want to start saving for these things instead of having to take that out of like my emergency budget. I want that just for emergencies. So we're going to start a savings, which is going to be our 1 month ahead. We're going to start the emergency fund. Immediately we are looking at $1,000, which we're using our 100 envelope savings to get there. On a long-term basis, I would like to have at least $5,000 in an emergency fund. So Christmas and gifts, we want $500. I am going to do a vacation envelope. I'm hoping to do it in 2026. Possibly it will have to wait until 2027. We would like to go on a cruise or maybe just take 7 days in a city in Europe. We actually went on a cruise last year around the Mediterranean, and before we boarded the cruise, we got on actually we had 2 days in Paris, and from there we took the high-speed train to Cannes, and we boarded the cruise in Cannes and sailed all around the Mediterranean. It was amazing. It is the only vacation that I've ever actually had in my life. It was expensive, so we are looking at putting 10 to 15,000 into the vacation fund. So that's why it may not be next year. It may have to wait until 2027. It depends on how this goes. I also want an envelope for the vet because we have quite a few pets and they are expensive. You have vet visits, you have flea and tick medication, you have the odd prescription that they might need, and those can be very expensive. So we want to put at least $1,000 away so that if something happens, we at least have this much money put away. And if it's in excess of that, we can always use our emergency fund if we need to, or our savings. And I also want to do an envelope for car repairs and registration, because again, we just wiped out our emergency fund doing car repairs. And I don't want to have let that happen again. I want to have something put away because we know that there are going to be car repairs in the future. Car registration here we have to do once every 2 years, and we will be doing it this year. So we're going to work on getting $1,500 put away for that. Now in the booklet I have all the envelopes set up. So there is one for savings, emergency, Christmas, vacation, vet, and car repairs. I'm not filling them yet because my priority at the moment is getting this $1,000 emergency fund back. And right now we are using our 100 envelope savings for that. So this book is going to wait until probably the middle of April before I start actually putting anything in these envelopes. I just wanted to have it ready because these are things that we are going to need to look after in the next year or two. So we want to get as close to this as we can. So we're going to move this book off to the side. We can get rid of our notebook. And now we are going to get into our 100 envelope savings. So we're going to be adding $50 in here today. And we are working on envelope 73. So that's where we're going to be starting. And once we fill this, we will move this money into our emergency fund envelope and we'll start filling it again. And I may do $5 bills next time. I may do 20s. It just depends on how things go and what I can start putting away. And it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you're putting something in here, it adds up. So start with whatever you have and just continue on. As long as you're putting something away, you're making progress, you're moving forward, and you will eventually get to your goal. So we filled 73, 74, 75, 76. And this one is going to go in 77. And that means that we have a total of $770 towards our $1,000 emergency fund. So we definitely should be able to get this filled up in the next probably 2 or 3 weeks. And like I said, I'll move this into my other envelope. And we'll start this again with maybe $5 bills or 20s. Or maybe even 10s. I don't know. It just depends. This time it went quite quickly because I actually had a lot in coin savings that I cashed in to fill a lot of these envelopes with. The next one won't be quite as quick because we're actually going to have to take money out of the budget on a bi-weekly basis and use it to fill the envelopes. So it's going to take a bit longer, especially if we start using 20s instead of 10s. So that is it for today. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope you all have a great afternoon.